اعوذ بالله من الشیطان الرجیم بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم الحمد والثناء لله رب العالمین و صلی الله علی سیدنا محمد و آله الطاهرین. اللهم صل علی محمد و آل محمد و اللعنة الدائمة علی اعدائهم اجمعین من الان الى قیام یوم الدین. Assalamu alaikum, all dear brothers and sisters in Islam and all dear listeners. In the previous talks, it was stated that Imam Hussein moved from Medina to Mecca with his family and companions after Yazid came to the caliphate and increased his pressure to get Imam's allegiance. After receiving the letter of the Kufans and their request for the Imam to come to Kufa and announcing their readiness for allegiance, Imam moved to Kufa. However, it didn't take long for the Kufans to renounce the allegiance with the change of the ruler of Kufa and the arrival of Ibn Ziyad. They left the Imam's ambassador Muslim ibn Aqil alone, which led to the martyrdom of Muslim and a group of loyal Shiites of the Imam. The Imam's caravan was on its way to Kufa when Ibn Ziyad sent her with an army of 1,000 men to prevent the Imam from entering Kufa. Then he wrote a letter to him and ordered her to be hard on the Imam and confine him to a barren area without access to food or water. The Imam's companions suggested to him that they should go to war with her before the troops of Kufa join them and it becomes more difficult. But the Imam didn't accept and said, I will never start this war. When they reached the land of Karbala, Hur ordered them to stop and stay there. Imam Hussein asked, what's the name of this place? They said, Karbala. He said, a place that is associated with suffering and calamity. Then Imam said, when my father was going to Siffin and he passed through this place, he said that a caravan from Muhammad's family would stop here and their blood would be shed. The Imam also said that the great angel Gabriel had informed my grandfather, the messenger of God, that his nation would kill me in the land of Karbala. Then Imam Hussein told his companions to stop in the same place. After the arrival of the Imam and his companions to Karbala, on the second day of Muharram in the year 61 after Hijrah, Hur wrote a letter to Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad informing him of the arrival of the Imam to Karbala. Ubaydullah also wrote a letter to the Imam saying, Yazid has instructed me not to rest until I kill you or you surrender to him. When Ubaydullah's letter reached the Imam and he read it, he said, I have no answer for this letter because he deserves punishment. Umar Sad, who had been chosen by Ibn Ziyad before Imam Hussein came to Iraq as the ruler of the region of Ray in Iran, was going to Ray. But after the Imam's presence in Karbala, Ubaydullah asked him to go to war with the Imam first, and in case of victory against the Imam and his companions, he could go to Ray. Umar Sad, who was well aware of the status of the Imam, refused to accept war with the Imam. Ubaydullah threatened him that if he did not go to war with Imam Hussein, he should give up the command of Ray's government. He was very fascinated by being the governor of Ray, so he asked Ubaydullah to give him some time to think and consult. But everyone he consulted advised him not to fight against the Imam. One of the people who strictly forbade him from doing so was Ibn Shu'bah. He went to Umar Sa'd and told him, I swear to you by God, do not confront Hussein ibn Ali, because it is disobedience to God. I swear to God, losing the kingdom of the whole world, not only the region of Ray, and dying is better than meeting God while you are guilty of shedding the blood of Hussein. But in the end, he couldn't ignore his desire to be the governor of Ray. So he accepted Abu Ubaidullah's condition and went to Karbala. Umar Sa'd went to Karbala with a 4,000 strong army under his command and arrived there on the third day of Muharram. Then Hur joined him with his army. After Umar Sa'd came to Karbala, he asked some of his companions to go to the Imam and ask him why he was coming. But since many of his companions were among those who had written to the Imam and invited him to come to Kufa, they were too ashamed to face the Imam. Finally, a wicked person named Kasir ibn Abdullah accepted to convey the message of Umar Sa'd to the Imam. The Imam replied, the people of your city wrote me a letter to come to them, but if they do not want me, I will return. Hearing the words of the Imam, Umar Sa'd said, I hope that God will save me from having to fight Imam Hussein ibn Ali. Then he wrote a letter to Ibn Ziyad and stated what had happened between him and the Imam. Ibn Ziyad wrote back to him saying, ask the Imam and his companions for allegiance to Yazid, and if they accept, then we will make a decision about him. Umar Sa'd asked the Imam to accept allegiance to Yazid, but the Imam, who was determined in his mission, said, I will never accept Ibn Ziyad's request, because this is more pleasant for me than accepting allegiance to Yazid. Ibn Ziyad didn't limit himself to sending the army of Hur and Umar ibn Sa'd, but he ordered all the people of Kufa to rush to fight Hussein ibn Ali. He sent various groups of people from Kufa to Karbala and threatened the people of Kufa that anyone who does not go to war with Hussein ibn Ali will not be safe. Sayyid ibn Tabus wrote that by the night of the 6th of Muharram, 20,000 people from Kufa arrived in Karbala to fight Imam Hussein. So a large crowd of people of Kufa who wrote letters to the Imam and invited him not only left Imam Hussein alone, but also prepared to fight against the Imam, the son of the Messenger of God, in the plain of Karbala. May Allah protect us from the evil of the cursed Satan and our selfish desires.